I've been a real estate agent for, gosh, it's hard to, about 4 years. I've been a real estate agent for 4 years. I've been in the real estate industry for more like 6 years. And I never really thought that I would be a real estate agent. I just I have a passion for helping people financially and helping them with their finances and making them better off. And after I graduated from college, I ended up working for a financial institution. I was a loan officer for a couple of years. And then after that, I kind of progressed into real estate, into the new construction. Because I picked the companies that I was working for really, really carefully. One of the reasons why I worked with Wells Fargo is because they had a focus on doing what's best for the customer. They were a customer service focused, and they believed that service equals sales. So if you did what was right in the customer's interest, then that customer is going to come back to you and give you repeat business. And so whenever I was looking for work after I graduated from school, that was a company that I identified that had those same values that I had. Okay, it's really important to me. Now, when I was at Wells Fargo, I was there for a few years, and then I ran into a developer, okay, who was actually a green builder. Their focus was building in a more sustainable way, finding a balance between nature and development, which in some cases was really tough to do. So I made a transition at that point from Wells Fargo and ended up working with this developer who actually needed agents. And I started to build a relationship with them, and that's where I really started actually working as a real estate agent, as a licensed real estate agent. The slowdown in the economy, or the economic crisis, it has affected my business. My business has changed, but it hasn't decreased my business. I'm doing better now than I ever have in the past 4 years. Year over year, the revenue for my company is almost double. So it's really more of a changing your approach and changing your strategy. Yeah. Part of what has really helped my business is being in the sustainable real estate space. Like 4 years ago, I started working for a green builder before it was trendy or before this was where the industry was. And it was kind of having that foresight and planning before the industry went in this direction really helped me build a base and a solid understanding of where the industry is going to go. And so now we're here where sustainable development and building green is what builders are trying to do, and it's what the state is pushing and the federal government is pushing, is this huge push for sustainability. Well, I've been there for 4 years. So I think that the important thing here is that it was really the planning ahead and seeing, oh, this is where the industry should be going, and kind of getting ahead of that and working with a company that had that same vision. So it's the strategy. So my strategy was right on. Okay, so the strategy was right on, and whenever the economic crisis hit, we still weren't 100% there, because we weren't at a point where it was where everybody was going solar or building green. We weren't quite there. So when it first hit, I'd say, I think it was October of 2007 or the winter of 2007 when the first shoe dropped, and I think it was Countrywide went under, and the banks really started tightening on their lending. At that point, we still weren't in this, build green. We're getting there, but I think the market has come pretty far since then, and it's expanded since then. But at that point, it was more of a just a social networking and having the resources to go to. Whenever someone came to me and they couldn't qualify for a loan, well, I would shop the different loan officers in the different banks to find that bank that maybe they haven't changed their underwriting guidelines yet, and so we could get that loan approved over there and close the deal. So it's been, I've had to change the strategy, had to react quickly to changes in the market, and that's really what's kept my business growing. When I started working with Groupie about 4 years ago, and when I first started working for the Groupie company, there were whispers of a new community that was going to be an all-solar community. So there are rumors as an agent, kind of being on the front line sales, you don't really know exactly what the company is planning all the time. So that's pretty quiet. But I heard there was an all-solar community that would possibly happen. We would see what would happen, and I decided that I wanted to sell. I wanted that to be my community. Didn't really know where it was going to be. Didn't know where it was going to be at the time, but I knew I wanted to sell those houses. So I did everything I could to show Groupie that having solar on houses was really the way to go. And so I clipped out articles from IEEE magazine. I mean, some really real heavy technical stuff, but it would show the benefits of solar, and there would be articles talking about the benefits of building with solar, and how there ultimately will be solar cars that can be plugged into the house, and you could use solar electricity to recharge your car. And so it was really a lot of I put a lot of effort to show them those benefits and try to get them to push. Gave them information that they could use to sell the investors on building with solar. So that was kind of how I first found out about it, and then I just started really pushing and sending that information to the executives so they could use it, and ultimately it panned out, and they decided to build the community that was going to be all solar, called Karsten Crossings. And so ultimately I got selected as one of the 2 agents to lead that project.